All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at a completely fascinating and, frankly, pretty concerning case study in digital design. We're breaking down the anatomy of a trap. We're going to see exactly how a simple, everyday click on Airbnb ended up costing a user a ton of money. This isn't just some random technical glitch. It's an investigative deep dive into what happens when an app's interface prioritizes company policy over, well, actually telling the truth to the user.
So picture this. You're booking a stay way out in July 2026. A bit later, you decide, hey, I actually want to upgrade this to a full 7-day trip, but your current host can't fit you in for those extra days. No big deal, right? You go to cancel the original booking so you can just rebook a new one. And right there on the screen, you get this super reassuring button. It says, free cancellation before August 18. It looks totally standard. It explicitly promises that clicking it is going to cost you absolutely $0.
And the interface actually goes a step further to make you feel totally safe. A pop-up appears explicitly guaranteeing a full refund. It literally tells you you'll get back 100% of what you paid. If you're the user sitting there, this is exactly what you want to see, right? It's clear, it's decisive, and it builds total trust that you can just hit cancel and seamlessly rebook your trip. But here is where we take a sharp left turn. Clicking that super reassuring button actually secretly voided a massive promotional credit. Just like that. The user was instantly penalized to the tune of minus 200 Canadian dollars. And the absolute kicker here? This happened without a single warning prompt. No pop-up saying, wait, are you sure? You're going to lose your coupon? Nope. Just a quiet, permanent deletion of value right after you click a button literally labeled free. Section 1. The bait and switch. How free costs you. Let's deconstruct exactly how this digital trap was set up for a user named Johnny Zachariah. This was on reservation code HMD-D8ZA5CE. So Johnny had successfully applied a 200 Canadian dollar promotional coupon to his initial booking. Keep in mind, his plan wasn't to just take his money and run off Airbnb. He simply wanted to cancel so he could rebook a longer, actually more expensive stay, right there on the exact same app. He operated under the completely logical assumption that a 100% refund applied to the entire value of the booking he was looking at.
Now, the absolutely crucial point here is understanding a concept called a dark pattern. A dark pattern is basically a user interface carefully crafted to trick users into doing things. In this specific scenario, it's the act of hiding a strict financial penalty right behind reassuring, risk-free language. Johnny argued, and rightly so, that this wasn't just some accident. It's a deceptive business practice designed to quietly burn up promotional credits. This brilliantly illustrates the core bait and switch. You see what Airbnb promised directly in the user's workflow: free cancellation. But what they actually did was secretly void a $200 coupon based on some rule buried deep in a separate Help Center article. So you as the user are actively told one thing by the screen you're looking at, while the system enforces a completely invisible contradictory rule behind the scenes. It's wild.
Section 2. The corporate gaslighting. Arguing with a script.
Okay, so when Johnny realizes his $200 credit vanished into thin air, blocking him from booking his new 7-day trip, he immediately contacts support. He gets connected with Sajid, a senior case manager who repeatedly fires back with entirely irrelevant coupon math. Sajid goes on explaining how a partial refund works, noting that the remaining $12.51 of the coupon would be voided. But he completely ignores the actual elephant in the room, the UI failure. He treated the whole thing like Johnny just didn't understand basic coupon policy, rather than addressing a serious accusation of deceptive design.
Well, Johnny fired back sharply. He literally said, "You are answering a question I did not ask." He made it crystal clear that he wasn't confused about the math. His argument was incredibly straightforward. I mean, think about it. A cancellation that costs the user a $200 credit is, by its very definition, not free. Hiding that massive penalty behind a free button is fundamentally misleading. But instead of addressing that very valid interface concern, the senior case manager just dug his heels in. Sajid declared himself the final point of contact and essentially shut the whole conversation down. His grand finale response? He just copy-pasted a link to the coupon terms, flat out refusing to even acknowledge Johnny's specific complaint about the lack of any warning prompt. Talk about frustrating, right? Johnny, however, did not back down. He submitted a formal list of demands, demanding total accountability from the platform. The absolute most important thing he asked for, he challenged them to show exact evidence of where a warning prompt appeared on his screen before he clicked that button. He also demanded they restore his $200 and ensure the entire case record was preserved for independent review. And guess what? The company had absolutely no answer for that missing warning prompt. Crickets.
Section 3. The Smoking Gun. Airbnb's Hidden Rebooking Policy.
So, while support kept claiming their hands were completely tied by the system, Johnny started digging into Airbnb's own internal documentation. And he found this, the official rebooking coupons policy. While the case manager insisted over and over that coupons are strictly non-refundable and absolutely nothing could be done to restore the value, well, this internal policy tells a totally different story about what the system can actually do. The contradiction here is just glaring. On one side, support claims coupons are non-refundable and their system literally can't fix it. But on the other side, the rebooking policy explicitly proves that the infrastructure absolutely exists to issue replacement coupons when a travel issue disrupts a stay. By refusing to use a tool they already have to fix a financial penalty caused by their own misleading interface, Johnny argued that proved Airbnb was operating in bad faith.
Section 4. The Escalation. Fighting the dark pattern.
Faced with this total brick wall of copy-pasted policies and a stubborn refusal to acknowledge the interface failure, Johnny decided to take the gloves off. He didn't just threaten to leave a bad App Store review. No, he laid out a massive escalation path. He promised to file formal complaints with the Competition Bureau of Canada for deceptive marketing, Consumer Protection BC, the Better Business Bureau, and ultimately to pursue damages in small claims court. He treated this $200 loss with absolute maximum severity. He even took it straight to the top of the food chain. He formally requested the registered address for service of legal documents and threatened to send the entire documented record via tracked courier straight to Airbnb's principal executive office. He explicitly named CEO Brian Chesky and the chief legal officer. He was making it crystal clear that this $200 UI trap was about to land directly on the desks of the C-suite. And finally, he prepared to take the whole issue public. He drafted warnings specifically targeted at massive Facebook groups. We're talking communities with tens of thousands of active hosts and users. He was ready to expose this exact deceptive design to the very people who rely on the platform every single day. He wanted to warn everyone that the free cancellation button is actually a massive trap if you have a promo code attached to your booking.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, you really have to ask yourself a much bigger question based on this case study. What other hidden financial penalties might be lurking right behind the familiar, reassuring buttons on the platforms we trust and use every single day? The next time an app promises you that an action is free, what is it actually taking from you behind the scenes? Keep your eyes open, always check the fine print, and seriously, don't be afraid to hold platforms accountable for their digital design. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.